Today diving into the divine masculine, and we have 7 days to go before we are together in person. So that actually will be exactly next Thursday in Portugal, in Cascais, close to an extremely beautiful beach, one of the most beautiful beaches in Portugal. We are coming together with a group of people devoted to the path of love, devoted to be the embodiment of the most radical way to live this life, to live this life as divine love, while functioning, creating, loving, expressing from the depth of our hearts. So a really extraordinary group of people is coming together. We will have 3 incredible days during Ecstatic Remembrance. There will be incredible beauty, a celebration of how far we've come already. There will be amazing music, incredible practices that will give you direct experience of the divinity that you are, and the whole theme of erotic embodiment and living open as love. What else do we desire? What else? How else to live this life, my people? When you've been kissed by grace, by the magic, and you've been kissed by seeing more of reality than what the matrix shows us, you have no other choice. You have no other choice but want to be that love, want to live as love, want to shine as love, want to serve as love. And guess what? This is the greatest path to success, because we all desire just that. And so whenever you really see people who are radiating that, you just want to be close to them. And that's how your love life unfolds, and that's how your business, your purpose, whatever it may be, unfolds, because you come into your true place. So that's what Ecstatic Remembrance is dedicated to. And I also want you to know that if you are in, or if you're still considering to join, we also have a VIP way to be together, which means that you will have a closer sitting to the stage, you'll be closer to me, and we'll also have 2 additional sessions where we will have more mentoring, relationship, and deeper dive into where you need my direct support. And also there will be an element of a ritual that we will do in a closer circle. So check it out. Yeah, it's available. You can upgrade also if you already have your ticket. You can upgrade to the VIP, or if you are joining, you can go for that if you're one of those people who want it all and the biggest and the closest. And so in the preparation, so we are in this 28 days of preparation work. Thank you so much for so much incredible feedback. I am so touched. It really means a lot that so many of my existing clients are deeply benefiting from it, and also new people coming in, and really also old people resurfacing who I haven't heard from in a while, and then you are plugging in and you are benefiting from this. So I'm so happy that's how it works. It's been also really good for me, because it's also been my preparation for Ecstatic Remembrance, this commitment. I've been showing up 3 days a week and guiding you into deepening the experience of surrender. So there's a build-up. Yeah, if you do all the practices, you watch all the lives, because I give the context and then I guide you into the practice. If you do all of it, you will see that there is a build-up, and guess what's going to happen when we are together in person? Poof. And so today I want to focus on the divine masculine and offer a practice on that. It's a really, really important theme for us all, for all of us who want to live a life of beauty, who want to live a life of love, who want to live a life from the heart. We have to focus on the divine masculine. And whatever you see externally is a representation of your inner situation, always. But when it comes to the masculine, if you do not like the masculine in your life, it's going to change, or it can change. You can't change it, because when you realize that this is a reflection of you, and you can change it internally, and you can activate your masculine, your inner masculine, into more maturity and more depth and more power and more honesty and more commitment, then you will see it reflected to you. Because in my personal life, I hear so often, like here in Ubud, it's Bali, Ubud, it's a very place for conscious community, which does not mean more than just a certain type of community. It's not superior community, it's not spiritual community, it doesn't mean actually much. It's just a lifestyle. But here, there's a lot of people who are practicing all sorts of things. And the thing I hear from women again and again, and actually the same thing I heard when I lived here more on a more permanent, I didn't have a permanent home back then, but it was a regular base for me that I was coming to. So the same thing that I heard 4 years ago, 5 years, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and what I hear now, it's the same thing. Women are telling me, and it's not, I don't have many conversations with women, by the way. I'm super contained with my energy, and I'm very, very specific with who I interact. I have very powerful, beautiful people in my life, but it's a very specific kind of circle, especially in this phase when I'm really focused on gearing all my energy into ecstatic remembrance and fields of grace. So I'm being very contained. And yet, those little moments come in, where women come in, and what they tell me, and that's Adrian's wood carving at the back of me. Really? Oh, it's amazing art. I love how they carve here. So what I hear again and again is that they say, well, men here are, I'm just struggling with men here. Men are too flowy. Men are too feminine here. Men are not enough that. Men are too that. I cannot find a meeting with a man because men are like this. So this is what I hear. And so this is here. It may be a reality for you. I wonder, those of you who are here live, is this your reality? Let's get honest. How do you experience the masculine in your life, the men in your life? How do you perceive them? Is it like they don't exist? Yeah, it's just there's no men, basically. Where are they? There are none. Or there are no good men. There are no conscious men. It's like the men who are around, they're just unconscious. Or the way they behave is too flowy or too soft or too feminine. What is your experience? Let me know. Is it 1, 2, or 3, or is it something different? Let's get honest. And so that's what I hear from the women, yeah. And I simply cannot relate to this at all. This is not my experience, not even one little bit, and it has never been. Even though I've been here for extended periods of time previously, I've been in other places all over the world. I lived all over the world. Where I haven't been, I don't know. Like most, and in Australia, and in the United States, and in Thailand, and in Europe, and in here in Bali, and so many places with so many various communities. Yet it has never been the case for me that I would say that there are no men around, or no good men, or men who cannot meet me. Some are very masculine, some much more feminine. So it asks you to step out of your feminine and be more masculine. I have a wonderful partner, but a bit number 3, doesn't make enough decisions. Okay, so that's good, yeah? And for everyone else, just like, acknowledge, what do you think about men? And so my experience is entirely different. I've never struggled with it. I've never said that men are too feminine in my life. I've never said there are no men in my life. As a matter of fact, here, I mostly am with men. I have just one woman friend with whom I'm regularly seeing, I'm seeing others. Yeah, but mostly there's a whole bunch of men who are all wanting to support me, to provide for me, to help me, to do things for me, and just like have a beautiful conversation, have a beautiful time. And that always has been the case. So what is that? I want to share these codes with you, because for me it's so obvious, and wherever I go, I have this inner, unconscious expectation that that's going to be the case. And so it has been. And it's not to do about my father, although I adore my father, he's incredible. He's profound representation of the masculine, very grounded Ukrainian, strong, big man, very rock-like. However, he was not there for me when I really needed him in my teenage years and so. So don't use this excuse that you just grew up with a good father. No, because we are smart like this to really separate ourselves from others and create distance between us. There's no distance between you and I, okay? You are me, the same. That's why you are even here. So open your heart and receive that, because I have some serious codes about that. You know, there are not many women who will say that. I have never felt deprived of masculine attention. The only time when I felt that I struggled with men was after I was assaulted violently last year, and that was for the first time in my life that I felt I had to protect myself from men, and I kept myself, even though they were still in my field, but I was scared of them, and I saw this dynamic, how it worked for women. But I worked through it very actively, and that vanished. And so these men, they simply represent what is inside of me. My beliefs, my expectations, therefore, that are based on beliefs, and my willingness, my openness. Man externally will always be a match to your inner man and also to your inner woman. And so these terms are very confusing. I have to make a big disclaimer here. The whole masculine, feminine terms are extremely confusing. I try to use them less. But still, you can play like this. These are just, it's not who you are, but these are parts of your psychological identity that we can separate out, and that will be helpful for you in understanding yourself and understanding the dynamics around you. So your feminine will only express to the extent that your inner masculine is stable. Your heart will bloom only to the extent that you feel safe and stable inside. Super simple. You cannot be safe to really express how you feel, to do unexpected, spontaneous things and mean it, yeah, like continue with it, not just like I had like a high moment and then I jumped on the table and started dancing naked. Well, you know, maybe there was an influence of a certain substance or a certain environment, a certain high or something like this, but to live like that, to live like in this, and you don't need to jump on the table naked, you know, but it's expressed, to feel expressed, to go like, oh, I feel happy, oh, I feel sad, I feel hurt, I feel irritated, I feel angry, I feel joyful, I feel all over the place, I'm confused. This way to live this life, in this expression, and first of all feeling it, and then even voicing it. This is hard. This is hard for modern women. Why? Because the feminine is not given the permission. She's not allowed to go like this. Why? Because there's no solid ground for her to rest on. That also is a cause for lack of orgasms, or lack of those earth-shaking orgasms. And I have to tell you, orgasms do shake the earth, and they only get bigger. Because in my own experience, I have to say that it just gets bigger. Even though I've been doing this work for many years now, it just gets bigger. Because you get bigger, your consciousness gets deeper, your heart gets bigger, your organs get insane. And whatever felt insane before is peanuts at some point in your life. So this same thing, yeah, it's again feminine expression. How much pleasure are you daring to receive? How much can you shine? How much can you just go and like, okay, I don't know, I may get in trouble, but that's what I feel right now. That's my truth right now. That's my honesty right now. Expression. Truly, not strategizing, because the very big shadow of the feminine that is not held is manipulation. where you do certain things in order for the other to do certain thing back, where you express yourself only to a certain extent, or you express yourself. For example, what we are doing a lot is like you express yourself with a solution. You're like, something happened, and then you're like, well, you did this thing, and that's why I felt like this, and if you didn't do that thing, or in future you shouldn't do that thing, because else it's going to make me feel sad and upset and angry. So this happens because you have some childhood stuff going on, and your energy is not flowing well, and so this has to stop for you. Is this expressing your emotions? No, it's not expressing your emotions. It's manipulation. Because what you want is the person to like, you want to feel. You want this person to be present with you and to allow you to feel, to just be there with you as you feel. But you are so preoccupied with how your vulnerability is going to come across, and you're so scared to be rejected because you are not stable inside. You cannot handle rejection. That's why you give this kind of mental version of what is going on for you, really. And that's how we live this life. Digesting, analyzing, being preoccupied, but what does it mean? How does it work? And what is it based on? What happened in the past? And what are the traumas behind it? Good. Not fulfilling, though. Not expanding, though. And what is fulfilling is to live with the heart, from the heart, expressing the heart. And expressing the heart means I feel sad, I feel left alone, I feel lonely. And then there can be a process, and there can be an opening, and there can be a deepening, and there can be a revelation, a recognition. So the only way how you can do that is when the inner masculine is there, and you know that regardless of how this other person is going to respond to you expressing yourself, you're gonna be okay. And you are not doing this in a manipulative way. You're not trying to like manipulate them and tell them what's wrong with them so that you stay protected. That's manipulation. You stay protected. You try to protect yourself, and so you just say something that's like there on the level of the mind, but you don't reveal the heart. That's manipulation. You are in a relationship and you want to get married, genuinely, that's your vision for your life, but then you are not really sharing that because you feel scared that the partner is going to run away, and then you are like, or having kids, like this I see so often. Women want to have children, and there was a partner who doesn't want to have children, and then they stay in the relationship hoping that he will change his mind. But it's manipulation. This is not honesty. If she knows that that's her path, she has to claim that path and be honest to her own self and to him as well. And yes, he may leave. So what? It's okay. You will grieve, you will move through it. Someone else will come. So to get out of the manipulation, to get out of this control, because this is control. Manipulation is control. Controlling the outcome, controlling how the other will respond, controlling how our words will land, even how our feelings will land. What if the person will freak out? What if it's going to break the harmony? Let's say you are in an intimate situation with a partner, and then everything is flowing and everything is so nice, and then he did something and it hurt you. And you're like, oh no, I don't want to say that because it will break the flow and it will create this conversation. I'm tired and I just don't want, I just want it to end. Stealing from yourself the experience of living in the heart. Yeah. And so this is where you get to sensitize yourself and open yourself and learn to be responsive, and that will create tremendous intimacy. And again, this is impossible without stable inner masculine. How do you cultivate the stable inner masculine? Through stillness, through getting absorbed into the void and into this deep place of stillness. Masculine expresses itself in action, in focus. Yeah, the masculine in us is that energy that knows how to focus. Is this arrow? Yeah, it's like I go there. This is my vision. This is my clarity. I go. I do it. I'm clear. Bam. However, this is only one aspect of the masculine. It's not going to be mature unless it's rooted in stillness, unless it's rooted in love also. Because then this action is like, this kind of penetrative power. It's like you go without any sensitivity and you approach people, or you tell people what to do, or you give directions without actual sense of what truly matters, what is in the highest alignment. So that's what becomes possible through cultivation of stillness. And that's what I want to focus on in the practice today. I was just having a call with my Sundari temple. We're having regular calls every couple of weeks, and we also landed on that. And they're also doing these practices, so we're doing less practices inside of the container, so everyone benefits from these lives. This is so cool. So we spend more time on the mentorship inside of our bi-weekly calls, and then we're doing practices here. So that's cool. So stillness. Yeah, what is that stillness? Stillness is that space that's underneath. That's underneath my words. That's underneath any sounds you hear. That's underneath your heartbeat. That's underneath it all. It's this black, dark space that then allows light and different colors to emerge. But when you close your eyes, and let's do that now together. So you can sit comfortably and then close your eyes. Relax your head, relax your forehead, relax the muscles around your eyes, relax your jaw, your lips are soft. Relax your belly, relax your pelvis. Deep breath in into the belly. And then connecting to this dark, black space behind your eyes. It's like you want to look at the back of your head. And you are hearing different thoughts right now. You have memories come up, maybe you are worried about something. And then it's okay. And you want to go underneath that, into that black space. Just as blackness. All the impressions arise on the surface. Those sounds, those thoughts, you may perceive colors, but you actually get to be absorbed into the stillness. Allow that. Just give yourself to it. You may feel bored to do that. It's not very entertaining, that's for sure. But there is tremendous beauty here. So beauty is a quality that can touch you and can soften you. So follow the beauty of this endless stillness. There is a softness to it. There is this pleasure to it, to give yourself to it. So let the beauty and the pleasure hold you by the hand as you get absorbed into this void, and then you let them go. You don't need to hold on to it. You let it go. Just a guiding hand that brought you here, and then you get absorbed into the stillness. Keeping your head relaxed, keeping your eyes relaxed, softening the jaw more. The spine as straight as possible. Of course, the thoughts are there, sensations are there, but you don't need to get carried by them. Simply acknowledge that they are there and let it go. here you just have to come to this place of letting everything go. There may arise a sense of losing control, a sense of, but really if I go there completely I will be dysfunctional later on. It's not true. It just seems like it. What is true is that you get to soften into this space. You get to soften all the constructs, all the worries, the nervousness, the fear, and just rest in this blackness. There's so much love for you. Just give yourself to it. Here, you simply are. You are still. Even though there may be movement, you may perceive the movement of breath, movement of thoughts. And yet, you simply are here. Simply are. This is the place of the masculine and divine masculine. And the more you are distracted, the harder it is for you to stay here, the more likely you will manifest people around you who have a really hard time staying here in their day-to-day life and in the way they show up for you, or not show up at all. And so here, can you bear your own self? Can you bear just staying here in this stillness? There's nothing here. All the things that arise, they are temporary. They're simply serving as fractals. They arise and they disappear. Yet you remain. You as the divine masculine. You as a stillness, as this eternal beloved. Give yourself to this embrace. All these things that arise for you, simply allow them to be embraced by this beloved, this blackness, this void. And then through your day, you move from this place. Keep coming into this place. And you will see yourself being pulled out, and you come back. And you completely can function from this place, in fact beautifully. And you don't need to hold on to it. You don't need to try to be there, because whenever you're trying, you already are out of it. But it's simply about giving everything that arises on the surface into this stillness. So, welcome to take a big breath in, filling up your belly, your chest. We're on the hour. I don't know if you can hear, there's sounds of a ceremony here in Bali. So beautiful. So praise to Lord Shiva, praise to the Divine Masculine. So much gratitude for all the beautiful men who are here representing the Divine Masculine, showing up for vulnerability, for the feminine expression, holding space, just being, allowing life to be born, to be expressed. And same, gratitude to this inner beloved who embraces it all, who is all, within all, everywhere, all the time. Just let yourself be loved. This is quite a superhuman assignment. So as always, would love to know how the practice went for you, any insights that this life has brought for you. Pleasure to be here together, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Or maybe tomorrow. Let's see, maybe tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.